I'm so glad we got our own theme song. I'm so excited. We have the
Yeah,
invite, the calendar.
I
It's
know, I
happening.
know.
We gotta figure out something to do.
No, that's what I'm saying. No matter where, since you're, more all over the place than I am, whatever you're doing, I promise you, I'll find a way to be there. Whatever it is, we got to do
Yes,
some kind of thing.
yes, yes. We're just gonna. I don't know. Oh man. Let's hope I'm not fighting that day. Let's hope I like fight the weekend before.
I don't even know
I.
what day that is.
It
Let me
was.
see.
It's in
I mean,
September,
it's the
right?
19th, but what like type of day is what I mean.
What type of day? It's a Friday.
Well, oh, is it? Okay. All right.
Yep. Friday. Friday.
Okay.
All right.
There
We
we
can do
go.
something cool. I feel like we should just find. If I'm not fighting that day, I feel like, or like the weekend after, I feel like we should just find somewhere to meet and just be pirates all day.
That works. That totally
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
And then we'll just play the song in like a boombox or something.
Yes. Just on repeat. Do you ever watch
That could
Brooklyn
work.
Nine-Nine?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so remember the stakeout song and Boyle just plays it on repeat?
Oh yes, yeah. We
Stake
can do
me out
that.
tonight. That's what we're
There
gonna
we
do.
go. Yes, I like that. I like that. I got really into this. I found out how this started. Do you want to know how it began?
Yes, please. I don't know anything about it.
You knew enough to tell me about it.
That it was my when I say it was my second favorite
Yes,
holiday.
your birthday and
And
International
International
Pirate
Soccer Pirate Day. Tell me about it.
Day. So it's really stupid, actually. Surprise! But
Surprise, surprise.
it started from these two dudes were playing racquetball in like 1985, and one of them injured themselves, and he said "R," and that is how it fucking started.
That's amazing. Oh
Okay, all
shit.
right. Maybe we should turn this into a
Well,
thing.
I mean, it's older than us, so like
Yeah.
it's a historical holiday. How old, wait, how old are you, Drake?
I
32,
turned
31,
no, I turned to 29 this
29,
past October.
29.
Thanks.
You don't look like you're in your 30s, but I feel like you've done a lot. That's why I felt like you're in your
Oh,
30s.
I will take that as a compliment. I appreciate
Yeah, it
that.
was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be salty.
Well, it's kind of funny you say that because, like, I think about Jesse. I think we've known each other since like 2018 now,
Yeah,
and I think about back then was like when I really started. Not, I wasn't even doing video interviews then,
yeah.
but just like fucking holding the phone in front of a microphone and that shitty thing. But I have no idea why you liked me because I was terrible. I was so bad.
You were
I've
the
watched a
only one
little
that I
bit.
liked. Yeah, you were literally the only one that I liked.
So terrible. I can't watch those anymore because I'm like, dude, are you even trying?
Oh, oh, that's cute though. And look at you now. You're pissing off Dana White on fucking
Pissing off
camera.
Dana. Yes, yes. I'm joining an aerial squad. Wow, look at
Yep,
that.
that's cool because you and Ariel are really the only two reporters that I like. So
So it was meant to be.
you're in good company. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're trying. I know it's going to be what 10 full years next year for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. See, that's why
So
I feel like I've known you my whole career. And so I think that's also why I thought you were older because I've been doing like I'm showing my age. I've been doing this for 16 years. And yeah, like the last almost what 6, 7 years,
mhm.
you and two other people are the only people I've done interviews with. So I feel like you've just been around for my whole career.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, the big parts, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The America parts for sure.
Yes, yeah. So it's been quite a ride. I'm very proud of us, Jesse. I think we've come
Yeah, hell
a
yeah, we're
long
doing
way.
great. And look,
Yeah.
and now we're about to celebrate our
Pirates.
very own holiday in 2025.
Oh, I'm so
It's
excited.
gonna be an
Yes.
annual celebration, Jake.
I know, and that'll be kind of like our double birthday present to ourselves since ours are pretty
There you
close.
go. Because what, you're October, right? And I'm
Yeah, October
November.
31st. Oh man, we're very
October
close in the
31st.
days. Yeah. What'd you do
Yeah.
this year? Did you do anything special? I know you're
Wait, so
kind of chilling.
you're Halloween and I'm Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and now we're
Yeah.
got pirates.
Yeah, now we're pirates.
So I got kind of a combo there. We're dressing up before mine.
Yeah. Man, we're gonna have 3 holidays back to back.
Perfect.
Pirate Day, Drake
Perfect.
Day, Jesse Day.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
this plan. I'm a fan of this plan.
I know. I like it a lot too. Did you do anything this year though? How was it?
For my birthday,
Yeah. The
I
most
was in
important
like
one of these.
I was in a really weird headspace. And so like the day before, I was just like depressed for 2
Mm.
or 3 weeks.
I had
And
that the same. Not even kidding.
yeah. And so like the day before my birthday, one of my friends who lives like 2 hours from me but rides bikes was like, oh, he didn't even know it was my birthday. It was just my birthday was on Thanksgiving this year, right? So
Right. Right.
he was like, oh, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I said, I don't really celebrate it. Like, I'm going to go to Coach's later. I always go to Coach's for Thanksgiving. So, like, I'm going to go to Coach's later, but I might just take my bike out for a ride, because it's been raining a lot. So I was like, it was supposed to be a nice day. Yeah, I'll take my bike out. And he's like, cool. Do you want to go to the Golden Gate Bridge on the bike? So I was like, sick. And then I woke up that morning and I was dog sitting at Kai's house because he was going to work, and he's like my best friend, right? And that motherfucker got up and didn't even say happy birthday. Like he forgot that it was my birthday. So he like said goodbye on his way to work and just was like, all right, see you in 2 days. And I'm like, you motherfucker. So it's just like bummed. I was already really bummed out, and it bummed me out even more. And then I was like, fuck that, I'm canceling my ride. And then I like forced myself to go. It ended up being a really great day. Like just when I went, I've lived here for 6 years and I've never really been to the Golden Gate Bridge. So we
Mhm.
rode to the Golden Gate Bridge and then walked underneath it and went to like,
Ooh.
there's a bunch of boats and like, it was just, it ended up being a really perfect day, because I got to spend like 5 hours on the bike, hang out by the water, and then I went and had Thanksgiving birthday dinner with Coach and his family. And Coach gave me this for my birthday. But
Oh shit. Big
yeah,
boy.
I'm a big knife guy. So he gave me this, and
That thing
its
is
nickname is
legit.
I know its nickname is Little Evil, and I love it so much. And so it ended up being, and they like got me little cakes and. Yeah, it ended up being a really cool day. So, which is good because if I had cancelled all the things that I agreed to do, which I have a habit of doing, I would have just sat at the house like
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah.
But it ended up being a perfect day.
All right, that's good to hear. Yeah, seems like
Yeah.
you always make the most of them. I remember when you met the the Obama impersonator. Was that what it was? A couple years ago.
That's right. Oh, Reggie, that's right. And then he started sending me Obama impersonation videos for all holidays. That's right. That's funny. That's funny. I forgot about that.
There you go. I got you. Uh, was it also Blue's birthday around yours too? Did I see that?
Blues is November 19th, which is
Okay.
also my UFC debut was November 19th. But
All right.
so yeah, Blue was born the day I made my UFC debut
Oh, the exact
because
same day.
the exact same day because I got her in the following February and she was like 12 weeks old or whatever, which is pretty crazy.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
very crazy, actually.
Yeah, so cool. I love that bitch. I just Listen, I just stopped by the bus real quick. Like I left to come here
Mhm.
to the gym, but I forgot my AirPods, so I raced back and I fucking go inside the bus and that bitch, Blue, she's so naughty. She's up on my kitchen table, right? So I have the kitchen counter with the stove, sink, and then I have a desk right next to it, which is
Yeah.
where I eat my breakfast. She's on my desk eating fish food. Like she has it in her hands. It's like a disc of like fish treats because I have one fish.
Mhm.
And so she's like got it in her paws, chewing on it, looks at me. I look at her. There's fish food everywhere. She knocked over all my clean dishes, broke my favorite bowl. I'm a
Oh,
creature of habit. I'm a gypsy, but I'm also a creature of habit with little things. So I eat every meal out of the exact same bowl every
okay.
day because it was a gift from one of my friends. And it's like just a really plain, simple clay, like handmade clay bowl. And I fucking love it. That bitch broke it, and
Oh,
I was
no.
so sad. But I love her so much that I can't even be mad at her because like
Right.
I left the fish food out. You know
You're
what I
like, "It's
mean?
my
And I looked
fault."
that's it. I looked at it before I left and I was like, I should probably put that up. I went, no, she's cool. But it's been raining here, so I hadn't walked them. We usually walk for about an hour every morning. They go off leash and go run around and everything. And this morning, because it was raining, we only went out for about 10 minutes. And so I think that also she didn't burn any energy. Like she doesn't get
Right.
into mischief when she is tired. But she
Yeah.
that bitch, she's so funny.
I can tell you're still upset about the bowl.
I know. I've had that bowl for like 3 years, and it's the only one I
Oh,
use. I know.
that's all you
I could
need.
just I could just glue it back together, I guess.
If it's
I
not
gotta
too
find like some.
shambled.
It broke into 3 pieces, like three solid
Okay.
pieces, so I can fix it. I want to find, you know how the Japanese fix stuff with the gold? I want to do
Right.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Hey, maybe a fun little project, right?
yeah.
So I saw that you had a lot to say after this one. Seemed like a pretty special win for you. I mean, as you keep on winning, I mean, congrats again, champ.
Thank you.
I guess like what made this one kind of as special as you kind of made it seem, at least from social media? Was it just getting through like these migraines and stuff, or was there more to it? Just kind
Um,
of tell me about it.
I mean, there were a few different things. Like one, being able to still win with how how shitty I was feeling. But obviously that wasn't something that I was expecting, like to be so sick on the night, you know. Um, but it was like there was a moment, oh, when I came back from the first round, I was like, oh, fuck, like we've really got to rely on experience for this one, you know, because I felt like I couldn't, even though all the footage I've seen, I haven't watched the full fight yet, but all the clips I've seen, like I look like I'm moving really well. Like I still look athletic and fast, which is good because I didn't feel that way. So it makes me really happy. That was like a big accomplishment for me to be able to not feel the way that I felt, but perform still at a high level, you know? And then there was also um something that I had also have been questioning for a while because I feel like with all of my fights, I've either won all the rounds or I've lost all the rounds. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't really been there haven't really
Competitive.
been any fights where like maybe the rounds were close, whatever, but there haven't been any fights where like I've lost a round and then come back, you know? And this one I knew I lost the second round. Like I came back after I knew I won the first, I came back after the second, and I said to coach, I'm like, she hit me a lot in that one. Like I'm very coach and I talk a lot when I fight. That's the cool thing about Muay Thai now is like I feel like I'm a lot more lucid, um, and just a lot more comfortable than I have been in the past. And so yeah, I came back after the second round. I was like, I think I lost that one. And he's like, yeah, maybe. I'm like, yeah, fuck. Like I got hit a lot, not hard, but just like a lot, and I didn't feel like I was doing the things that I needed to do to win it. So then to come back and win the third round and obviously win the whole fight, that was a big accomplishment, a personal accomplishment for me because I'd been questioning whether I was
Right.
capable of doing that because I'd never been in that experience before where like I knew I definitively lost a round and to not like let that get me down and just to be able to have like a short-term memory and continue on to the next round and do what I needed to do to win the next round, you know. So that personally was a big accomplishment. Um, but then also like rematching Mariana, I finished her in the fight before to win my world title. And I guess after the fight, like they didn't come out after the second round, and then I heard something about they wanted to fight me again because she came into it injured or whatever. And I went, whatever. Like I wasn't too keen on rematching her straight away because I was like, fuck, like I just finished her. Like
Right. Yeah.
let her go do something else, you know. But we had a couple of other people on the table for this past fight and that said yes, and then they all turned around when it came time to sign the contract. Every single one of them turned around and said no. And one in particular had been calling me out for bare knuckle, had called me out for MMA, had called me out multiple times to fight. And we were like, fuck it, like I was ready. I was like, yeah, fuck it, like let's do it, you know? And she said yes, yes, yes. And then when it came down to it, she was like, oh no. And I have no idea why, but she's not gonna get that. She's not gonna get the chance to fight me again. Like that's a
Yeah.
fact. She's talked too much shit about me, and then turned the opportunity down. You know, so then Mariana ended up being the only one who was actually willing to fight me. And I knew, like, I was kind of bummed out about fighting the same person twice in a row, but I also knew that she wouldn't have asked for it if she wasn't confident that she could
Right.
beat me, and so I knew she's had 55 amateur fights and 10 professional fights. Like, she's a lot more experienced than I am in Muay Thai and in fighting in general. That's way more fights than I've had, I think I just had 29, my 29th fight,
Mhm.
and she's up in the 60s. So I knew that she wouldn't have said that she wanted that if she wasn't confident that she could beat me. And I also knew that she was going to come with a lot more intention this time, and also a lot more knowledge of the way I fight. So I was always expecting it to be a lot harder. Um, I didn't expect her to make the adjustments she needed to make as quick as she did. Like, I don't think I leg kicked her one time in the second fight, and I tried, but she was really good at evading. Um, so to beat her over those 3 rounds was a bigger win for me than her not coming out for the third round in the last fight,
Mm.
because when that happened in the last fight, as cool as the whole experience was, when that happened, the first thing I said when the ref came over and was like, "Oh, we're done," literally the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Are you fucking serious?" Exactly like that, because I was like, I was ready to go 5 rounds, like, I was so excited for it. And so I don't know, I just wasn't super happy about it, even though my Muay Thai coach, Mao, who trained her for IFMA years ago, he said, like, she's not easy to break. Like, she hasn't been stopped many times in 60 plus fights. So, like, that's a big accomplishment for her to say, like, no, I can't continue. That's really big. But in my head, I was just disappointed with it because I was ready for, like, a tough fight,
Right,
So
right.
then to beat her properly, to beat her the next time the way I did, that was a really big accomplishment for me in my Muay Thai journey in particular.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like it was taken away from you a little bit, right? Even though
A
you
little
did
bit.
it,
Yeah, like,
I
I
get what you're
still
saying.
created it,
Yeah.
and that's it, like, that's it. I know I have some reframing that I need to do in my mind, but it's been a consistent thing over my entire career where, like, I'm always more bummed out when I win than when I
Right.
lose, because especially when I get stoppages, I don't know, it's like it's twisted in my brain, I
Huh.
take my wins harder than I take my losses, and it's so stupid, and I'm trying to be better about being present and celebrating the things that I've accomplished, but I'm always like, I don't know, I guess a little disappointed because, like, I build these fights up to be so big, and then they're not always as big as what I thought they were gonna be, and it's almost like I expected more, and when I didn't get it, then
Right.
I'm slightly disappointed by it because I, like, worked myself up so
Yeah.
much, which I guess isn't a bad thing that they're not this, like, massive thing that I build them up to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know, my brain, I think something's wrong with my head.
Getting hit, for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you
I don't get
think,
hit that much though.
yeah, right, not anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think that is maybe a little bit of, I don't know, I feel like you're not a perfectionist necessarily, but maybe in that sense, when it comes to the
Um,
expectation or wanting it to be that certain
I'm
way?
I'm definitely a perfectionist when it comes to my career.
Okay, yeah.
That is, I don't think I really am in many other facets of my life. Like, I'm pretty easygoing in every other
Right.
aspect of my life, but when it comes to my career, I've always had that perfectionist mentality, which is a blessing and a curse. Like, it's the reason I work so hard, but it's also the reason why it's really hard for me to appreciate my accomplishments, So it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, and I am trying to, as I'm, like, winding down my career, because I'm couple years to go, like, buddy willing. I would like to get better at appreciating what I've done. I don't want to get to the end of this and then sit down and be like, oh fuck, like, I missed out on so much because
Right.
I couldn't just take stock of where I'm at. Because that's something that I don't think I ever really enjoyed much of my UFC career because I was always so fixated on what am I doing next? What am I doing next? And so I'm trying to really adjust that. Um, yeah, I definitely am a perfectionist in my career, but it's not necessarily a positive thing, I think.
I think the sport kind of demands that, though, don't you think? Because like
Yeah,
that's the thing
absolutely.
that we talk about so much now. I mean, at least the UFC, I guess analysts and former fighters, want to maximize your mic time right after the fight, get right to
Yeah,
who's next, and it makes sense, right? Set up
yeah.
things, but it's
Well, you're
also like,
always judged off your last performance.
yeah,
That's it. You're always judged off your last performance, you know? So it's really hard to not um have it be a big part of your identity or a big part of your life because like you hear it all the time. Everyone's your friend when you win and it's crickets when you lose. And I'm really grateful that I'm at a space right now where like I have such a good core group around me that they don't really care about me fighting, which is nice, which is a blessing, you know. But it's hard not to have it control every aspect of your life because 500,000 people on my social media tell me to kill myself when I fucking lose, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's tough.
a little bit, not the greatest.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to continuing with this Muay Thai journey, though, which is going oh so darn well, do you like want to do anything overseas, like just for the story and adventure of that? Because with Muay Thai, it's like, oh, you think about the Muay Thai fights in
Yeah.
Thailand, and I'm sure there haven't been like any too crazy stories, just considering the places that you've fought so far. Unless there is, I'd love to
Yeah.
hear them. But what are kind of the
No,
thoughts?
it'd be cool to experience it though, but I'm still waiting for my travel permits to come through with my green card. So I can't we're not taking anything overseas until obviously they come through. But the
Right.
goal for 2025 is boxing as well. So
Yeah.
we're talking to a couple of promotions. I just signed with Naoki Kawa at First Round
Okay.
Management, and he's been amazing. He's been amazing. The reason I signed with them was because I knew he had a lot of connections in boxing, and he's he's brought a lot to the table in the last like 6 weeks that I've been with him. So yeah, I'm really excited. I actually have to call him. He and I have a meeting next week to figure out what the plan moving forward into 2025 is. So the goal is to do Muay Thai, hopefully still here in the Bay Area, and then travel for boxing is the plan.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I know you've been planning on, or the idea was get on a Jake Paul card or something like that, right? Is that still the
Well,
hope?
we're still working on it. Yeah, we're
Okay.
still working on it.